Hello! This video is to show you all the comic books I bought in February and March. Starting out with this group that I bought at Legacy Comics and Collectibles. You got this big collection in, and you let me go through it. And I pulled out all the Charltons, these Beetle Baileys and Gold Keys, Wacky Races, Underdog #1. Scooby-Doo, Amazing Chan, the Chan Clan, Harvey's, like Little Lotta, fun stuff. Uh, Hot Stuff, Devil Kids, Casper, Richie Rich, these little one-shots, Billy Bellhops and Timmy Time, Baseball, Sad Sack Fun, Heckle and Jekyll, Donald Duck, Baby Snoots. Is that weird? One little DC, the Three Musketeers, and some Gold Key little Lulus. Those are fun. Got a nice little stack of those. So at first, he let me pull out all the ones that I wanted, and got these Beagle Boys. I don't know, these just spoke to me. I never really collected Beagle Boys, but seeing all these covers, I decided to go for them. And let's face it, when you come across someone's collection and they let you dive in, I think I ended up paying about 75 cents a piece for all these. Fun Speed Buggy, Frankenstein's Monster, Werewolf by Night. These were thrown in. Dead of Night, Phantom Stranger, Weird Mystery, Witching Hour, Fighting Marines, War is Hell. And if you like this video, be sure and like it. Got some more Charltons, Dudley Do-Right, and well, these I got at Alien Worlds in their dollar boxes. He threw a bunch of gold keys in there, and this Marvel Age with the Sergio Aragonis Christmas cover I had to grab. This Babe book is by the great Booty Rogers. I got that off eBay. And I got these romance comics over at Nelco. And then I got this Wits End at Legacy. And this is a Evel Knievel toothbrush ad. Then I got this group of romance comics. I think it was like I think it was like 24 of them, and I split it with my pal Garage Geek. So I've got like a dozen of them here. Charlton, DC. This next group of different things that I got at local comic shops, like Nelco, I got these, and yeah, I got all these at Nelco. It's Severin and Osner cover, Flippity and Flop, funny stuff. The Phantom by Cy Berry, Sweethearts by Art Capello. These Dagar covers by George Wilson. I got this at Legacy in the House of Mystery with the Neil Adams cover. Then I got these at Alien Worlds, the Bruce Timm and the Sarge Steel and these other Charlton horrors. Got a good deal on those, as I recall. Spooky came in that deal. Fun stuff. And I also got Secret Agent and Sarge Steel. I think this was like a week later at Alien Worlds. Sarge Steel, Haunted. These Tom Sutton covers. Got a really great deal on those. Some scary tales I didn't have. Crossing the Switchblade. Can't remember where I got that. These my friend Bill gave me these. Taboo, Dawn, Star Raiders, back issue, a back issue. And I picked up this Jonah Hex, the last issue, and Power Girl I got at Legacy, along with that Guilty. And not sure where I got some of it. Oh yeah, I got all this stuff at Nelco. The Lost Value of Iskander with the Jones cover. Great stuff. Laurel and Hardy and Nightmare I got at Nelco. These are dollar books I got at Alien Worlds. Fanboy. I love Sergio Aragones. And I just like this Barbarella cover. Cliff Chang, I think. Corbin, a couple of Corbin books. Another Corbin and Steranko. Frank Thorne, the Iron Devil, and the first appearance of the Rocketeer. And this was a new comic, Seasons. Girls Love. That's a L.B. Cole on that Man of Mystery. This Outlaw Kid has got a Severin cover, but it's signed by Doug Wildey. And I got these at Alien Worlds, the very last issue of House of Mystery. And some Charlton horror, Tom Sutton, a couple of Tom Sutton covers there. And then these were another eBay buy. Fun stuff. Finally, this great cover. A lot of good stuff here. And this is another set of a dozen DC romance comics that came off eBay. Of that Rick Estrada cover there with the horoscope. It's a Gray Morrow, that Young Love with the green cover. Alex Toth on the left there. Some really fun stuff. And like I say, I got these Fat Freddy's cats and some war comics. Fighting Marines. And this Cerebus World Tour that's signed by Dave Sim and Gerhardt. And I got a couple of Frank Thorne Mighty Samsons. And a couple of Dan DiCarlo, Betty and Veronica's. And I got this Betty and Veronica group off of eBay. I got it for, practically nothing. And it had a $20 shipping because it was 50 comics. But this is 24 variants of the same Adam Hughes Betty and Veronica #1. All these different artists. I was a little bit, I wasn't so sure about it when I first got it, but then as I scanned them and checked them out, I came to have better appreciation of the group. That's Bill Quisette, Evely, a lot of great artists on here. I thought it was interesting to have 24 variations. And it came with this facsimile of Betty and Veronica, and this later series 2, 3, 4, 5 of Betty and Veronica, and Dan Parent Pep comics, and then this Betty and Veronica Vixens. I was looking through this, kind of cool. I have to go back and read these. Looks interesting, different anyway. So I got all this like 40 comics for $2.25 plus $20 shipping, so that worked out to, like 60, 75 cents a piece. Not a bad deal. And then I got this lot of a dozen more DCs. I think these cost me more like $4.50 a piece, but worth it. Dick Giordano and Don Heck, J. Scott Pike. I'm not sure who that is. The second one. Another Dick Giordano, Craig Vessel. And then I got Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing and Jonah Hex #1. This was in another deal I got with from Legacy, and you're going to see the rest of it at the end. It was 2 long boxes that I scanned. There was another long box that I sold, wholesaled off. I didn't get to scan. But I also got these Donald Ducks. These I bought in a separate. No, did I buy these? I can't remember whether I bought these with the whole group or what. It's fun buying somebody else's collection. Lots of Donald Duck. Love this puzzle. I didn't used to like these covers, but after I got them and lived with them for a while with the the no background covers, they're kind of cool. And for the price I paid for them, I think all these I bought the 3 boxes, and I think I paid like 3 for $1 or something like that, maybe a little more. But it was a lot of money out of pocket. And I got these Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Same deal with these. Kind of cool covers. This with Donald and Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Whack, 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 whack. I like the musical covers. There's Goofy making an appearance. And Uncle Scrooge and Grandma and Gladstone Gander. Playing pool and building snowmen. Another musical cover with the piano. Yeah. So there's quite a good collection of these called Disney's Comics and Stories. Worn them out in tennis. They have covers for all seasons. Got some Daisy and Donald. A few issues of this. The Roadrunner, Beep Beep the Roadrunner. And we get into some Richie Rich. Dollars and Cents, Richie Rich, Casper. I don't know, I kind of like the crossover books. There's Nightmare makes an appearance. And a dragon. Yeah, fun stuff. Richie Rich and Casper. Richie Rich Gems. This was a facsimile that they did. Richie Rich collectors. They reprint a couple of back issues. Richie Rich Inventions, which are kind of cool. Richie Rich and Dollar the Dog. And Richie Rich, Poor Little Rich Boy. A few sad sacks. George Baker covers, I like those. Sad Sack Vacation. Little Audrey. Just oddball Harveys. Those are always, you don't find them very often. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Dennis the Menace. There was a nice little bunch of Dennis the Menace in there. Marriott's Great America. Daredevil Dennis. Pretty tricky. Making movies. Ooh, monsters. Best of Dennis. The Daffy Dozen. These are all from the 70s. Coming up on 50 years old. And they were all in these long boxes with no bags or boards or anything. I think they kind of held up pretty well, considering. Super Richie. Those are fun. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Quite a few of these. The Junior Woodchucks. And of course, they've got their Junior Woodchuck handbook that tells them how to do anything in the world that they need to do, like climb a tree. Some music and trumpet. The Intrepid Huey, Dewey, and Louie. A frog in the trumpet. I should have some music in the background here. I got this classic illustrated from Earth to Moon and 4-star battle classics, some Men of War. There's all kinds of interesting stuff in this collection. Men of War, Kubert, more Richie Rich, Richie Rich Riches. Fun stuff. Well, if you're hanging in here, congratulations. You've got a appetite for destruction, I guess. And I'd like to hear any comments you have about these books. Would you buy this collection? I think I put out altogether almost $300, and it was worth it. Who knows if I'll ever get my money back for them? But I just like comic books, I guess. Richie Rich. I can't say I'm the biggest Richie Rich fan, but looking at these covers, they're pretty cool. Richie Rich's Money. Richie Rich's Money. A dollar sign coming from the sun. Yeah, these are in the earlier issues of these titles were a little bit beat up, but then after a while, I guess they discovered comic boxes and started taking better care of the comics. So most of these are in pretty darn good shape, considering they're 40, 50 years old. Oops, sorry about that. Richie Rich jackpots. Some of these, like Scanner was acting up. I was getting this blue field over some of them. Sorry about that. It does that sometimes. You can see it's starting to fade away. Richie Rich jackpots. The cow with the dollar signs. And Richie Rich's Jackie Joke with Jackie Joker. These are very punny comics. Yuck, yuck, yuck. They say that at one point they were publishing like 20 different Richie Rich titles every month. And people were just eating them up. Richie Rich Success. His Dog Dollar. Not sure how much longer this is going to go. So anyway, got close to 300, over 300 comics in uh, February and March of this year. And I've kind of told myself I'm going to slow down, and I don't anticipate finding another big collection like this. So the next video hopefully will be a lot shorter. But if you hung in here this long, you're a real glutton, I'll tell you. And I appreciate it. And I hope you'll tell me why. What kind of comics do you like? Do you like Richie Rich? Do you like the Disneys? Do you like the romance? It's not that I don't like superheroes, although I don't really care that much for them anymore as far as reading them. I guess I'd rather read a Richie Rich than a Fantastic Four, odd as that sounds. But, you can't, if I was collecting Marvels, I'd get maybe 2 or 3 comics a month, and I like getting a bunch of comics, as you can tell. So the romance, the funny comics, and to a lesser extent, the horror. Richie Rich and Gloria, Richie Rich's Fortunes. Another musical cover there, playing a dollar cello. It's just fun, and I set up once in a while at the flea market. No, we're just getting into the Archies. There's quite a few Archies in this collection too. I confess that these aren't my favorites. The Life of Archie, Archie's Pals and Gals. I like the titles Betty and Veronica and Betty and Me. They had more Dan DeCarlo art. Those are the ones that I really, really like and collect. Although this stuff is fun. Yeah, this is going to go on for a while. I enjoy seeing all these covers though. I scan them, I get them, I scan them, and I've got close to, I don't know, 35,000 comic scans in my collection, maybe more. Got quite a few, and I scan stories too. I'd like to, I always wanted to put out a fanzine when I was a kid, and so I've been collecting examples of all my favorite artists and stuff that they do. And with the Charlton Romances, I put out uh, about 10 books, collections of different Charlton artists. Uh, Enrique Nieto, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, uh, Luis Avila, like that. Ernesto Garcia, Demetrio Sanchez Gomez, and a couple of 10 artist anthologies. I found a publisher, a printer that, like print, it's like a print for hire place, and they do a beautiful job. The books are beautiful, but they're prohibitively expensive. They cost me like $60 each to print, $65 depending on how many pages they have. So, I haven't sold very many of them. I have a few friends that have supported me, and I've sold, you know, maybe a dozen or so. But I just wanted the books to exist. So I've got them, and one or two friends have got collections of them. These are going to be like the rarest comics, the rarest of the rare. These are my Charlton hardcover books. Archie Comics, fun. Spin the bottle with 4 bottles for 4 girls. That's cool. The bikini covers seem to be going up in price somehow. I don't know. I think it all goes back to Betty number 8 with that bikini cover when she's underwater. Uh, that book price, the price skyrocketed on that, and after that, people started raising up the prices of other bikini covers. But I don't think that that's a market that's going to hold up too well. Jughead, always my least favorite Archie comic. They're not bad. I don't know. Just not my favorite. Hopefully, we're getting close. And if you like this video, be sure and like it.